You're listening to Frederick on the 7 Words, and I have a guest today who is a professional fan fiction writer known by his pseudonym Spiritblade. Okay, he will be sharing with us today about his overall experience as a writer and then giving us some hints on writing stories that pack a punch. Okay, Spiritblade is an active member of the fanfiction.net. He is a psychology and sociology graduate from Monash University. He took journalism as part of his academic curriculum in his uni days, and if you do not know him personally like I do, he's a fantastic writer. Okay, well, if you go check out some of his work, you know what I'm talking about. Just go to fanfiction.net and search for the pseudonym Spiritblade, and there you have it. Hello Spiritblade, good to have you on my audio show tonight.
Good evening.
Okay, alright, first of all, what was the reason behind choosing the pseudonym Spiritblade?
No reason actually. I took the name from a game called Hero Quest. It was the name of a relic weapon that was used to slay the undead. I liked the way it sounded and I stuck with it.
I see. Okay, so how long have you been writing fan fiction?
Over a decade. And I started off because I was jealous.
Jealous of what?
When I read the stories of others, I grew jealous. And I wanted to be able to match up to them.
You want to become a good writer yourself?
Indeed.
Okay. So from what I know, you are a member of fanfiction.net and you have published over 40 stories online. Wow, this is quite an achievement actually. I'm sure it's not at all smooth sailing journey for you, you know. Can you share with us what are your biggest setbacks during this long journey of yours?
Writer's block, lack of time, lack of research, and...
Some more?
And wait. I think those are the 3.
Okay, sure. Alright, so how do you overcome, for example, writer's block?
I take my time off it.
Okay.
Start on something new or find my inspiration again.
I see. So what about the times when you are having lack of research and you can't find any ideas to use in your story? What do you do, man? How do you overcome this obstacle?
I reread the story I wrote.
Oh, okay.
That way I be able to find the path I got thrown off.
I see.
And don't be merciless with yourself. Writer's block is an annoyance everybody has to deal with.
Okay, even
So,
I have writer's block actually. Yeah.
Take your time. Read the stories of other writers. You might find that they have the cure to your ailment.
Okay. So, Spiritblade, can you tell me what are the best moments actually to you during this journey of becoming a great writer of fan fiction?
You touch everyone who reads the story.
So by touching your audience, who...
A story is more than just words. It is meaning and feeling. It is more than rationality, and that's important admittedly, but wisdom without words.
I see.
Try if you can capture the feeling with words and yet make it boundless. You make a wonderful story. You give the characters and the moment life.
I see. Okay. So I understand that you write stories of specific genres like anime, gaming, war and horror. Which one of these genres do you enjoy writing most?
All of them, but for genres, if you are trying out a new genre, it will take time for you to understand how it is written and how it is structured. I will pose an example. For example, if you write about horror, what exactly constitutes horror?
I see.
Here is a favorite saying from, I believe, H.P. Lovecraft. Fear is most potent when the individual or individuals do not understand what it is they are seeing, hearing, feeling, and seeing.
I see.
Fear of the unknown is a potent thing.
Okay. So, when talking about genres, which one of these genres actually that you wrote? In fact, you like all of them, and you've been writing all of them for a decade already. So, which one of these genres that you write, you think that people would enjoy reading?
It depends.
I guess you have a lot of reviews, right? A lot of very nice compliments from people. Some are bashing you up, but I guess there are many nice reviewers around that support you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not as famous or as well reviewed as most others. I'm not complaining. Each review means a lot to me.
I see. Of course, I mean...
the work is its own reward anyway.
There are many people who are, there are many different standards around, and it doesn't matter who is better than who, but it's a matter of which kind of story actually appeals to you. I mean, as an audience myself, when I read stories, right, I will go for the story itself and not just the author. I mean, if the author is good, hey, why not? But the story is good, that's what's more important, right? So, so what are the stories do you enjoy reading during your spare time?
War, mythology, history, and general affairs. For the one reason that if you can use the knowledge that you learn and that you know, and which you can manipulate, you can forge a stern foundation for your own story.
I see.
Being well read is part of the game.
I see. Do you have any recommendations, Spiritblade, of good books that perhaps fans of war epics or fan fiction readers of the gaming genres may consider getting or may be inspired by?
I will recommend Stephen Pressfield's works. If you have watched the movie 300, go for Gates of Fire. That is as good an account of Spartan life, training, camaraderie, and honestly, if you have been in the army, it is up your alley. It's honest to that extent. And he lent the work he has, the feeling, perhaps the best part is he gave his characters life. He gave them a voice, even though it is centuries old, and it is almost near believable.
Cool, I shall check out his book as well. Now here's some of the questions that I have for you regarding some tips on writing. Yeah, I understand that you are writing not for the money, but for the pleasure, as what you claim, and the passion that you hold so deeply inside you, with regards to writing fan fiction. Would you ever consider writing for the cash and take this whole passion into the whole new level?
I would. Anybody out there willing to hire me? Hire mercenary for hire here. Send out your contracts, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so what are the qualities actually do you think a writer ought to possess?
You must be willing to finish the job that you started. Here's one.
Discipline,
Finish the job you started. Do not put it down.
So to you, the most important thing is discipline and persistence and the kind of persevering spirit that a writer should have with him.
You will be rewarded at the very end.
Indeed. Okay, so
and one more thing. The other qualities is that you should be open-minded. Be willing to question. Be willing to ask. Being a writer is not only about writing words. It's also about discovery and finding out new things. If you do not know, for example, if you do not know politics, it might be crippling to not know about it.
Of course, one must do this research, right?
One must do your research, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with you, actually. In writing a good story, right, Spiritblade, what are the essentials do you think the writer should do in ensuring his project a success until all the way the time that he sees it published?
For one, always be in love with your story. Always be in love with your work. The other one point is that I mentioned earlier, good research. Nothing beats good research. That way, your critics, even though they may dislike your story, can at least give you this. You did your work.
I see. And then?
3, have good knowledge on the genre you're writing on. My earlier example of horror is, I hope, a good example to go by. And the other one, have people to talk to. I call your friends who you are close to and who are willing to speak to you on what you have researched, what you have discovered. You may find that they have ideas to share. Some writing is sometimes not a solo mission.
Okay.
And most importantly, be ready to write and rewrite. Now, this is hard work. This is very, very hard work. It's equivalent to running the marathon, albeit in a mental way. Hold on, that one last thing. With the knowledge you have researched on and what you have already known, know how to manipulate the truth of what you have already discovered. the data you have already discovered.
Okay. So, alright, so here are the main points that I'm drilling at.
Oh.
So before, yes?
I'm sorry, one last thing.
Yeah,
Write for yourself.
be original.
Write for yourself. Do
Yeah.
not answer to anyone else but yourself.
Mhm.
You can only judge the value of your work when it is already done.
I see. Okay, so here are the main points, main things that I want to ask you, which are, I believe, very important. Before writing, now, what are the things that the writer should prepare?
One, story outline. That means the architecture, the blueprints of the story itself.
Mhm.
Try your best to keep it to blueprint.
Okay.
Do it chapter by chapter. Points. Don't go in depth because you need the space to maneuver.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, here's
Okay.
one more thing. Be prepared to make changes to the story, to the outline, due to the fact that the ideas that may suddenly come to you may prove to be better than the original one. In that case, be prepared to make alterations as needed. This happens because, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, suddenly you may have that eureka moment, which is magic.